falling in my eye. Mojana na na num sheku na de tu ho my eye. Edu me ne was so say it be piatwa so nindian twa so kutu kraninya pesa me kuminga. Edi ain bremu da mama ya sase hodo at to say. Oh my no, oh my no. Yes, and I said, oh my for private jet. Oh my no. Yes, and I said,
yeah, we go. Okay, this is my motherland, Lady Ghana tiny. Anything I go talk, we make a tiny. Bo, Boniya hey, Boni Dane fe hey. Many me fende he kati and many won't pay. Malaba he can you fende Baja in Kabo. Boy, you look on India Lawa where me kepo. I promise on my own I'm more tired near Shona. Ling off a mina sana, Libukuna no Shona.
Yamaena, Jumanchi Afiko May, Koan Kabila Capito, Zahida Kai, Banda Bumbanchi, Mudena Zwalumchi, Ubangijing Allah Wayma, Jumanchi Afiko May, Anna Muhammad Wayma, Jumanchi Afiko May, I am Wayma, Jumanchi Afiko May, Jumanchi Afiko May.
See, this is not a peace song, it's a love song. Peace and Ghana getting married, keep the love strong. See, a peace we cannot risk. War at home is like cardiac arrest, cause home is where the heart is. Let the trumpets sound victory. The battle that we won is a battle for a peace. We promise on an honor that we'll never fight again, cause Ghana is a happy place, a joy we should defend.
Get up, what's up, motherland? I don't feel like Obidi and Afia. I'm in love with you now. Tamajiba Majihada Mabiatao Wasanya will a dodgy love for from Dakachale. How? From the big six, you still to fix things. Mawa Hamakafu was she can't reaches.
If you don't make it be, nobody for fight, we don't need one a piece. Yeah, income boom. Hey, is it with it be we to protect the nation, for the God that anyone I save it. Oh yeah.
About the PP, hey ba, about our summer day, Kurjan, about the PP, hey, I want to now summer day, walk, hey ba. Mafama Wabo Susa, walk as some chon one six, and many bay use on killing you if you are. Wish you as if you won't pay for a month who are when you be a cocoto. A lady be okay, palace, a lady more care, ballet, a lepizuko care, ballet. I'm out with you all in him. It's all about a peace. Hey, Baloba.
Phones in a doom, stores ya to doom, police say you foom, area say soon, to pay papa, depending on high, Mwashakume Muma, Memina Danima, Papa, don't know now what it is, Musimudia true, send a photo gem, Uredonach BBC.
Ghana is no more.
Papa picture free me, Dayum Nametium, no war.
So that the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons and daughters of God. We pray for love, we pray for peace, we pray for unity always. To make our nation better. Oh, to make our nation better. Bring peace to our
Yeah, Busia to say Mijiri also on here pa and the 6th day of March 2021. In the history of the world, it is the 64th independence anniversary of the Republic of Ghana. And we're celebrating Ghana, we're celebrating ourselves, we're celebrating the liberation of the African continent. Your friend will reku Owusu Frimpon. Ebra also say menu Asia na fe. Yadi jumedia what to the community and the law. Yadi Ebra war. Yeah, live our Facebook page no BWF Solicitors and the Oreku Owusu Frimpon page. Ebi also so yeah live our YouTube and so BWF Solicitors. And yene BWF Solicitors and kabum digimedi no abrewo na donhwemi no eda ye nemu de de ebrewo ye nkomo efa emra otichu wasitna ewo UK ha eho. Now we're bringing you this program and we're going to have a very lively discussion on something that you need to know really and do when it comes to putting in an application, especially when it is that you'd want to use your marriage situation to apply for your settlement and your stay here in the UK. My name is Oreku Sufrimpon, I'm a host, and I'm going to be with you courtesy BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, Bano Emremwa, they are our trusted partners. Yɛne wɔn ɛyɛ adwuma wɔ yɛn immigration sɛm yɛn nsase sɛm yɛ adesua abusua awadeɛ divorce ɛne ho nsɛm ahodoɔ no pii na sɛ ɛba sɛ wopɛ the best results na wode ho ɛbɔ BWF Solicitors wɔn North London on top of the Seven Sisters train station, a building where your friend Anna House, 4th floor, and on Monday to Friday, Fianopa, 9:30, kusi numerous 6 o'clock, or yeah, Juma, book your appointment now, be home. Uba, now him say you're coming with the confidence to say Ubinya the best results. Number no a 0208 493 7340. Missy number no 0208 493 7340. And answer 077 127 61884. I was here watching Mwakwaba, Michelle baby, we are CBA, and joining ya. We may say much because we're just about starting. And then you mark the 64th anniversary of Ghana's independence. And until Yabama Ghana Funyina Aiko na Yaka se Senia the Ghana National Anthem Ekono. May the Lord help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. Empire yabo na migidi yesa akoye ade amay empire. And the topic I be share no ye be bisa say with the application a call home office teacher na sebia eye awade ho nhihye na we EU nationals say EU semi ebesi twebun say wo ye even application via the immigration British immigration rules na you say, no, Sham married. What is Sham married? Now, this program is trying to demystify some of the things that really go against that. Sham married, you know, cry now, home office, what are they Ryan at the same. Now, as a home office, Frau said, bra, a marriage interviewer. The question I would want to ask, and is it good or bad for my case? The answer is right here. So stay right here with us. Now, answer no me pese me kai will say we EU national. Na say unye wo EU settlement scheme application na time no court de bia ye bo amane na senior the senior partner of BWF Solicitors etaka no on pese be do 30th June no na fe and also akofa asem foforo ede abro. Nti misraw o modin say obeye sa application no na say obinte so obi nye and say wo ho question ni ade bia di ho komo ene BWF Solicitors eni ho komo ansa na mmehwewi
no so me say we EU ni EU ni abusuani wa ware EU ni da waseta na okuta na EU ni nti na yede ma wa na since January 2019 when ye application bi anko home officer very likely say wo de no ye dada ni bi eno ne yese bra na be sesa no ti mo ma obi ante na omo nsesa ono abetimi aye wo internet so e wo ni phone so ope lawyer obetimi akọ lawyer ba ono abetimi aye we nye minisika nti manye we nye anya wa obetimi aye nti monye na June betwam a ye nti kra se ye mu bi kra sa de we aka no ka basa na ye nyina no na ye tete because there was ye pe kwan a ye de be bo ho ban
se uwo ho nkita hundie bi ana se ho asem bi se bia obodian se obefre BWF Solicitors BWF Solicitors. Everything aboa ama why wo EU settlement scheme application no. Na June edru na se etwam a wani anyo yaya because the battery no enya dia ebeyenika. For BWF Solicitors, it was 0208 493 7340. A lawyer for any team na wahano omubia ebetimi aboa ama body surgery na die no ama akoye pa. Word to the wise is always enough. A stitch in time saves 9. Yenentem na wiebui yemfa
BWF Solicitors is a leading and an award-winning solicitor situated in London. Our expertise in family and matrimonial law encompasses divorce, separation, children matters, family breakdown, and financial orders. We focus on all aspects of immigration law. Our areas of expertise extends to visas for individuals and businesses. These include spouses, students, visitors, EU applications, investors, and more. We also undertake appeals and judicial reviews of negative decisions. We hold Law Society Quality Mark in immigration law. Our family law solicitors are dedicated to finding the most effective and pain-free resolution for our clients through the provision of sensitive, effective, and affordable legal advice. We are also Ghanaian law specialists and have advised many local authorities and other solicitors on aspects of Ghanaian law. We have also advised businesses looking to relocate to Ghana. Our senior partner is dual qualified as a barrister at law in Ghana and solicitor to the Superior Court of England and Wales. Client satisfaction is our #1 priority. This shows in the number of positive reviews we have received from our clients. BWF Solicitors, your preferred community lawyers.
As we have celebrated Ghana, as we have picked up our update, I want to introduce my resource person, I'm the host. he's supposed to be my guest, but definitely I am at the premises of BWF Solicitors, so he's my host and my guest as well. We are here live to bring you a lively discussion on the issue that the Home Office always hits us with, and that is the issue of sham marriages. And when it is that we do an application and they say that your marriage is a sham one or whatever it is, what do they mean? We're going to look at that. And then my special guest and my resource person, a partner and a thing so solicitor, BWF Solicitors, lawyer Richard, Senia Igna Yenimno. Lawyer Richard, yeah, Obia Oboying Bibre, Young Comedy, Ahudu Mutitu, a fan say, Waba consultation, what they Wasama Bejano. Or you're part of the BWF family. Na the omo eyema de munyina eyemu animsem. Enunti moma yemfa anigye ani ahosepe na yema yenu apani Lawyer Richard Akwaba. Obeni Akwaba.
Yo, Mijo, so mini penny, Mbacho, Hoyade.
Yamia Dumboko na if it is a
Yamiadum, you know, as I always say, we have been kept by the power of the Almighty God. And Yasadam Kwan, the man say, what crook na Yadaso, Tinkum, while we near my number from him. But what boy who buying. Regardless, you know, you who clients sometimes if there needs to be, but then so now no or and that's what committee Yasadam Kwan. It's where the senior na me yencha a telephone so. Me who say ode Ghana flag me show me screen so fepa and that's say a special day.
Right.
Special day in the sense Ghana ye fa ho die eda. Nti yema Ghana fo nyina yetirim kwa say nyame boy na o ma yetimi yenya fa ho dey 64 years.
64 years.
I think say we are 1 or 2 years short of retirement. Senka you know say Ghana a motherland nti oba na say 65 and you call retirement but you know say after retirement you know you enjoy life. Right. So I think God has been good, you know, to us, you know, with peace. You enjoy with feeling bibi anti ye bompa ye say Nyankopon e de call retirement e de na say enjoyment na ye be enjoy afterwards. Inti Ghana for ye mamu nyina etirim kwa happy independence day from BWF Solicitors. So the nyina munimo no ye principal and Ben you be a patriot. I mean Ghana somebody
or the Ghana
and then who send me colleague Eunice say program na was an African way. Adia odi kan ya ne say many atari a wase ne ho it is all sure Fridays bia ye ba adwuma ye wo England there and so omo ye clients in say omo ba ha omo say ye African way say senior okra you bear witness.
That's right, yeah.
Ganam de twa photo nam de beto Facebook fe it's because omo ye ho kwan say ye showcase your culture and say the baby are free and no no bi ho omo be hu me clients no na omo bisa I like your outfit. Then you know it then leads to a conversation.
That's
now
right.
breaking the ice. It's all good. Inti the nyamiase. Tie no program here. Said o hwa dia me dey gu me kom ya. Me ba na me madam say for we gu kom because na Independence Day na showcase Ghana. Inti ye ma ye nyina ye tiri enkwa.
Yo, I was for say more be joining ya senior medical abo amani and many lawyer Richard Enna Ewaha na and then come no medical abo amani say we're going to look at the issue of sham marriages. What is that phenomenon? And when it is that you are invited to appear at the Home Office for a marriage interview, the question I would want to pose and to find answers from Lawyer Richard is it good or bad for my case? No, so as we do, I would want you to kind of give us a summary as to what the topic is going to give us, insight into that, and probably try to briefly answer the question, what is a sham marriage? And when it is that I'm invited for a marriage interview at the Home Office, would it be good or bad for my case?
Well, I mean, I will say that with conviction that actually when you are invited to a marriage interview by the Home Office, dear listeners, listen to me carefully. I'm gonna say, with experience and what I've seen so far in dealing with applications whereby applicants are relying on the relationship they have created as in couple or marriage. When you put in the application and Home Office says that you should come to a marriage interview, it's a good thing.
Okay.
It's absolutely an amazing thing. Now, you may be thinking, why would I say that? Because, of course, when you are asked to come to any sort of interview, you know, the anxiousness, you know, you are stressed because you don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes we tend to believe that when you even go to the interview, you can be detained, you know, and deported or removed. It can be true, but not necessarily, because it depends on the circumstances of the case. Now, the reason why I say that, you know, being invited to a marriage interview is a good thing is the fact that let's you know, create a scenario. Now, when you apply to a job, you know, you apply for a job, and you know, when we finish university, we put in so many applications for jobs. You don't hear from anybody, and then, you know, you get an email to say that we are sorry, but on this occasion you have not been successful and the job is gone. That one and the one that you will get an email to say that we've gone through your application and we believe that you may be suitable for this post, and on that basis you are being invited to an interview. Why that not a good thing? It's a good thing because then you have a chance of convincing a board or a panel that you are qualified for whatever you applied for. So let's bring it back to immigration. Home Office is a leading department of the government that oversees, you know, the control of immigration, migration, you know, securing our borders. They are in charge of the police. The Home Office does these things with 4 agencies inside the Home Office. Sometimes we can, you know, we overlook that the Home Office is just one entity. It's one, but 4 elements in it. So there is this UKVI, that is the United Kingdom Immigration, that is, and Visas. And then we have the Border Force.
Okay.
And then we have the enforcement, immigration enforcement, and then we have the Nationality Department.
Okay.
So they all have separate responsibilities and roles. So let's take them one by one. The reason why we are starting from there is so that we understand exactly why Home Office does what they do. Now, you've put in an application that you are married to Amma. And on that basis, you want to regularize your stay through that. You see, we should also remember that when you marry, you know, if Miss Yvonne White and Mr. Stanley White, when they marry and they live their life, nobody would ask them to come to an interview. Because, you know, they marry and they live their life, you know, their married life. But you've married and you want to rely on that marriage to get something to regularize your stay, and that is why these things comes in. Now, so you married, there is a referral and investigation scheme that was introduced in 2014 by the Immigration Rules 2014, that if you ask for a notice, or if you put in a notice that you want to register your marriage and you are not from a relevant country or nation, or your immigration status is that you are not settled here, or you don't have any immigration status at all. So you are not from the EU, one of the EU countries, you don't have settled status, and you want to marry somebody. Now, the party that hasn't got leave to remain, or not a relevant national of a country, you know, the council or, you know, the registry has been given powers to make a referral to Home Office to check the other party who hasn't got that status to see that whether this marriage that they are trying to enter into is a genuine one.
Okay.
But, you know, our marriage, so the good thing about, we use Ghana as an example, we have about 3 marriages in Ghana, the different types. So we have the customary marriage, we have the ordinance one, and then the Muslim one, Muhajdini. Normally, the one that we normally use is the ordinance and the customary marriage one. Right. The ordinance one is whereby both parties are in Ghana. You go to the registry and you register your marriage there, whether Accra Metropolitan or AMA or whatever authority you are in. Now, we are here in the UK. Most often we found ourselves that, okay, so the couple, they met here in the UK. They are both present and residing in the UK, and they are marrying. So in order to give notice at the council or the local authority, we don't do that because we feel that if you give notice to register your marriage, of course, you will be subjected to strict scrutiny because they have to investigate the marriage to see whether you don't want to do that. So you would then go for the customary marriage, which means that you ask family members in Ghana to register the marriage on your behalf. Remember, that action has somehow evaded, if you could use that word. So you've actually gone around that scrutiny in the initial stages of the marriage forming. Okay. Because remember, had you given the Home Office opportunity to check your marriage, when you put in the application, they would not have, there won't be any, need to call for an interview because they've already checked this. But because our marriages, the marriages that we rely on to put in an application, most of the time are the customary marriage ones. They have not had the opportunity to check whether this marriage is genuine first. So, family members married in Ghana, they send the marriage certificate over to you, you put in an application. A typical example, EU national marrying somebody who hasn't got immigration status. Now, once you put that in, the powers that has been given under Section 24A and 25(1) of the Immigration Act 1971 would then, so the Home Office will have that power to call you to say, well, we haven't actually checked this marriage before. Okay. So now that you have come to us for something, so you want us to confirm your status here, being legal because of your family life with a relevant person, if it's under immigration rule, or an EU national. We have to be sure. Why do they do that? Because you see, marriage is a contract between two people. So it's a union that is formed. So you can see that when you give birth to a child, that relationship is created naturally. So it's not something that has been created along the line. But marriage is something that is along the line. So you met somebody and then you establish relationship but you are relying on that relationship to get status here. Okay. That can be scrutinized to say whether it's true or not because it's artificial. You just form it. So you put in an application and they have the opportunity to call you. I said it's a good thing. Why? And then I made an example of an job interview. Because, for example, I'll use this example. I did an application last year. The person presented marriage certificate, that is the ordinance one. The green and white one, the long one. She's here. She's illegal, but she's married to an EU national. Okay. On her application, so she did the application herself and it was refused and she came to me. So on the application, she stated that she came here 2015, let's say January. Right. But then she married in February. But then on the application, she said she has not traveled to anywhere since entering the UK. That is February. Now, the discrepancy is that, so if you've been here February, but then your marriage certificate says that you married in January 2015, but you stated that you have been here since February 2015. So why have you then presented ordinance marriage certificate, which of course means that you should have been in Ghana, both parties, to be there to do that marriage. Now, when we put in an application, Home Office, they call, although, sometimes the thing is, they don't read the cover letter, you see, because when the lawyers, do your application for you, of course, they would do a cover letter and explain all the circumstances of the case. But sometimes, the reason is that actually the cover letter is not a specified evidence. When we say specified evidence under immigration rules, is the fact that there are some documentation or evidence that when you submit in support of your application, the Home Office must look at it. So one of them is the application form that you are completing. Now, because, it's limited, it is restrictive, because, it will ask you specific questions. Now, when you answer those questions and because we are lawyers, we always talk long in our cover letters, and if they don't read that, they don't get their head around the case. So they call for an interview. The question was, if you married in January 2015, but you haven't gone travel outside the UK, so you've been here February. So why? Now you see this question. She was given the opportunity to explain why, and then she said, I came to the UK with 6 months visit visa. So when I came and I met this gentleman, because I know him a long time ago, and then I found out so he was free, I was free, so we decided to marry. But because all my family members are in Ghana, because I just came to the UK, so I said to him, the only deal with this is that we go back to Ghana to register our marriage, because, you know, so that I will have all my friends, everybody around to celebrate with me. So the gentleman agreed, and they went back to Ghana and then registered the marriage and came back. And then he put the application here because the person is an EU national. Remember, she still had a visa to go and come.
In and out,
But when she was putting the application and did not really, you know, set up her case well for the caseworker to understand. Now, when I say the marriage interview is good, because I know the reason why we are actually treating this topic is...
So then it means that if they invite you, then it means it gives you an opportunity to explain what probably you did not find words enough to explain in your application and even the cover letter.
It could have been that you know, it did not even click your mind to actually even address that issue. You know, it could be anything. Now, I said it's good, and then my argument, you know, in supporting my argument is this example. So when they went there and she explained that, oh yes, I actually traveled back to Ghana for 2 weeks and came back. And that is why my marriage was registered in Ghana. So she was granted. Now, if I put it to you, audience, that had she not been asked to come to a marriage interview, and Home Office would have gone ahead and refused the application and said that actually this marriage is a sham because you couldn't have been in Ghana to register this marriage. So I say it's a good thing because it gives you the opportunity to go to, you know, the visa center or whatever you'll be called to actually explain your circumstances to a caseworker. Now, the good thing about the new regime is the fact that unlike before, that when you are called to a marriage interview, you'll be asked to travel to Liverpool, and then they will subject you to so many intrusive and, you know, very, very sensitive questions for about 4 hours. It's not like that anymore. Now, when you've been asked, they will email, you know, your lawyer or you and say that, can you confirm that these dates you'll be able to come to a marriage interview with your spouse? Now, you can confirm, you can say, well, I'm sorry, I can't do this because... So the reason I'm saying that is that, you know, we know that because of the COVID, you know, people are everywhere. Maybe you are stuck in Ghana or you are in Germany, you can't travel to the UK. You can email the Home Office back and say that on this occasion, I'm unable to attend because of X, Y, Z. So if you can give me a different day, I do that all the time. Now, what I'm trying to say is that if you ask me as a lawyer that when you've been asked to attend a marriage interview, should you or should you not, I will say 100% please go. We know lawyers, there is principle we abide. You know, we say that, especially when Home Office says come to report or then, we don't advise whether to report or not to report, but we will give you all the scenarios around reporting and not going. Okay. There is something called suitability. Now, they've enshrined this in EU law as well, and then the Appendix EU, that if you've been asked to attend an interview by Home Office and you fail to attend, you know, that could go against you in any, you know, future or subsequent applications, because that can be considered as a bad character. And then, so of course, you know, you are not adhering to instructions. So you should go. And I said it's a good thing. Just give you the opportunity to go and tell the Home Office what the whole thing is about. Now, there are questions that they would, of course, ask. These questions are about you and nothing else. Remember, Home Office, they don't know where you... Well, they can just Google, but they don't know exactly what is inside your house. The only thing they are looking for is both of you to say the same thing. So, last week, I have a couple that, you know, attended a marriage interview. They were asked the color of their door, their front door. Now you see, the door, the front is cream, but when you open, you know, it's brown because they've painted the front to make it look nice with the outward of the property. So the wife, the Ghanaian, you know, person who is relying on the EU national to regularize her stay, says that the door color is brown, and then the spouse said, the EU national said it's white. Now, So if you are the interviewer, so they've got it wrong.
Yeah, obviously.
How can you know
How can
the
you know
color
the
of
colour
your
of the
door?
horse? Okay.
Now, what I'm trying to, say here is that you've gone to a marriage interview, you've been asked questions, and then your application has been refused on the basis that the answers you provided, there were some inconsistencies in them. Please don't worry at all, okay? Don't worry at all, because the reason why I'm saying don't worry is that many times, people have gone for marriage interviews and they said there are some inconsistencies. You have a right of appeal. So just appeal against that decision. Go to court.
So if I'm getting you right, what it is that when you put in an application using your marriage relationship as a basis, and they invite you for an interview, it means that they have reasons to doubt whether your marriage is genuine and subsistent. And then again, they also want to give you the opportunity to provide answers probably you did not put on your paper. Is that what it is?
That's very good. Now, what you've just prompted me there is the fact that why is it that some people will put in the application and they will not be called to any marriage interview and others will?
Will be, yeah.
Okay, two things, okay. I'll just start with the easiest one. Sometimes sheer bad luck, okay? Now, I've spoken to a caseworker recently who said, so she called and said, my client has not attended the interview, they've invited twice. And I said, oh, she's not well, so I've emailed you. So I asked her, so we provided all the information you needed. So they first sent us this questionnaire to answer, when you met, how you met, and when you decided to marry and all that. So why are you still calling for a marriage interview, He said, well, the sponsor has married 4 times and divorced, and all of those, they relied on him to do an application. One of them successful, the 3 were found to be Sham marriage. So of course, we have to check. So a typical example, maybe one party has been married previously and divorced, or there has been an allegation of a sham marriage before relating to one of the parties. If you enter into another marriage, of course they want to know.
What?
Let's say sometimes, a client will call and say, I've met somebody, she's 60, and then I'm 20. We want to marry. I'm concerned that when I marry and I want to rely on that relationship to do an application, they may see that as a fake marriage. Then I'll ask you, why? Why do you think that? That is not the case. That is not what they're looking at. It can be a reason why a caseworker may want to talk to you, but that is not the major. The important things are the history of either of you. So for example, sometimes when you make an application, visa application to come to the UK, you will state on your form that you are married, but you did not present marriage certificate. When you're doing the application, you did not present any divorce certificate because you did not, in the first place, presented a marriage certificate because, Ghana, there's no requirement to register our customer marriage. So maybe you relied on that. Now, the case will come and be thinking, but this person was married some time ago, checking his immigration history. But he hasn't provided any divorce certificate, in this application. But then maybe I'll call them
to find out.
Because if he refuses the application, it could be unlawful because, like I've said, there were no marriage or certificate, so he couldn't have done a divorce. So there is explanation. Sometimes, like I said, a caseworker, the one that I spoke to, so she's made some about 50 decisions, and she's not called anybody to interview. So the one that came in front of her, she just found out she has to just call for interview, so that you also, when she's doing her whatever, turnover or whatever, so it can be said that she also sometimes call to interview people. That is one of the cases, but that is, so it's always good. It's always good when you've been asked because there is something they want to find out. Sometimes you're a student, you came here with your partner, whilst here you divorce her, but then you have children with her, you all of a sudden you are divorced and you are marrying an EU national, or you're marrying somebody to rely on that relationship to do an application. That will cause suspicion, and they would want to know why you're doing that. Okay, so these are all the things that will cause Home Office to call for a marriage interview.
Abusiafo would fina wa join near you know no more line so na fe more comments and more contributions no I've seen all of them. Me in fact I can so na me more but the we and say your name Lawyer Richard A Dean come on o treachery mu the entire home office ebetimi aka say bra a marriage interview and now say you be kasa wa we no kra no wanji entum adenti no wonye ntum obechechire yemu waboni nyina atofa e obrofo mu say me kan say me dey chia kono ye bedi ne tintintintin na wo questions no mentimi answer wo dey wo text ebetimi aba 07950 422780 and now say oko comment section of our Facebook page and your YouTube page na ubetimi aja awo ho yen social media handle na BWF Solicitors BWF Solicitors Lawyer Richard no monsieur na fe ma ba betansi mema wo waba fidie no so akwa ba dokasadom e wo so na naji my class prefect sanso so na ye wo kwame atagima e wo BSC a o hwe ye wo akoma Alexander who question no we'll be looking at that pretty shortly abna adepa Janet also was Zara Bonsu we have Alex or say Francis Juradako, Akodako, say lovely. Thank you very much. Me happening about meeting and catch up. Say, social media you appear. Me da CP. Kosia part also there was Alex say. Queer McDonald. Sansonia war Nanya ko Mary Chuchu Kote Dokasadum Sanso Anna Yewo Nana Hima Sapontili Duma Nana Bob Yewo Vidal Mensa. Yewo Mame Inda Bozo, Yewo Barnabas Odami, and afein so Nana Kwabena Apia Senior, Mame Usabunsu ye Bastakes. Udi Modukakra. Sansonia Yewo Abawa Radio is picking up this program while they are to Abawa Radio so live. And he say Oshaye and YouTube, Uti and Facebook, Usati and so live ewo Abawa Radio. Give tea a siama ewo so Nyameba Boadu Ebenezer Hope ama Kunama and afi again Maminda Bozu Yewo Boating Williams. Antobam ewa Kenneth Ofori Boateng Georgina Wusu Prince Bafo Ajima Munyamo ewa so dodo na nso when you coming we introduce you ti ubetimi etie yen anahwe ewa Facebook live ubetimi etie ahwe ewa YouTube so live. What we are discussing this afternoon Sham marriage. You can't Sham marriage a home office episode much saying na say invite you say bra marriage interviewer adepa for your case and now say it say so medical board man no me wo mini penny lawyer Richard Boadu Nkrumah our your partner and a solicitor will BWF Solicitors but my from remedy na yeah idea we dey say home office say wa ware no nyintum so ne obrani be kasa sham marriage na person
well I mean you see, marriage is a very, very beautiful thing. Now, I said, I'm say, our idea a 2 year crime because so a relationship all forming naturally because you're giving birth to a child. But our idea, no, now we share will be now say, when it's in a home, I contract in a for me. So a union. Now, our in the same and will be
okay.
You know, obi at me worry obi whether a fake and say gen obi am fa ho na de entia aba be relevant ye ka ho asem say wo pese wo gina sa relationship na wa form ni so e de nya bibi wo krom ha eno ntina obi so exactly obi so te ho say ade a wa form a wo so di gina so ape asetena wo krom ha yi no ye dwen say to chima kakra nti ye nhwehwem enhu say e yampa. Because the only reason why you are going to get confirmation of your legal residence in the UK is the fact that you are married to the person. So if you are not genuinely married to the person, and then that's just a won't mean and no thing you better for a separate interview. Now, not me introduction. I did be a man from minister. Okay, part 4 of the Immigration Act in 2014, and on the Home Office for powers to say. So what's so worry? Now over pekrata. Yes, you are part say power say you should who say I didn't know can Tino abana some marriage in so scrampo nene and so na assistant no anything. And no na make us say and only 24A 251 no of the 1971 Act no say. Eye aware bia wa ware pese wo de dwodwo ho na wonye bibi. Na ho no there is an interesting debate over me pese ye be ye kakra.
Okay.
Eye nema miensa na e define sham marriage. Number 1. Aware a wo ware no one of the party no free outside of the EU na oni asetena enso so. Number 2. Yentimi hu genuine bia wo montem, you know, that is subjective actually. And then the third one, a big one. So we'll enter into relationship no. Now they are circumvent immigration.
They are dodgy now.
So here any man insani aboboso. Now some marriage na nkasa definition no immigration rules na use some marriage. But EU na more relevant to yen semana. Ya no kind marriage of convenience.
Oh, okay.
Now marriage of convenience, you know, a definition. So quickly, why the bit makase wa warrior? It wasn't for any convenience. I mean, you just think about it. A warrior bia.
Bibinti na warrior. So open companion no, so open crater.
Sometimes celebrities see obi bit ma worry. Now ono no din kofom. No akọ worry way. Say any din be san baso. That is marriage of convenience. If you look at the definition well. Now, Madam BS is so. Na wahu abrante bi wo skapa ompeno kwan bi aso ba abrante no ska enti no wo so ware no wa ogia to ma ware no. That is marriage of convenience because of course o person no yes na abrante so awo wahu madam ya na ho fefe na o person ware no just you want to see something that is beautiful enti na ware is that not convenient
anyway yeah.
So enti na make say wo ware na say home office for say or marriage near one of convenience. I mean, okay? Just say, okay, I hear you. Now,
Mona
moka. But maybe no say, and yes, sir. It is sad I am third party. Obi ojinanche emwa ya asemi. It is a main application by and I must say my worry near fake. And I one of convenience. Enti mom mama asetena na mehwehwe na. Yanko court. A judge de or no dem ran be yedwuma. Some of them dem ran policy na yedwuma. Judge no, a free case be lumba. Judge for say yeah home office for and the omo policy so sometimes so policy near some money so because when this one higher now where application na yes or any fake na ya flow interview me say yeah monko advice no you know as much as possible and also so you am ho nema mo kettle no mo fie no gas no lighter na say I mean cook na lighter na say gas they be near farm bin. Also, no, I mean, and maybe also, you know, one interview be my client call and you busa Beman said, mobile, then a mobile more for a train, I'm driving now, also, you're driving me, a driver, made a million driver's license. So, oh, that's nice. And the car ban, we don't use you. Color ban. You see, one question will lead to the other because, you know, it's you know, when you move it in command, almost use some honey, but question, yeah,
but Mr. Omeji want to see it. Say, car bay and me use color bay. If I were in bay.
Good. Well, I would say, you see, you had the genuineness and the subsistence of the marriage. If I so when we are na mobile interview and na more driving a buyer. Neighbors as a car bay na we use you. Car. There can be a good explanation. Maybe a Chrysler. You don't know what that car is, but okay, we're only for 1 year. So are you sure you don't? You know, there's something that are really. What about the color? When you can't black, you don't know. You know. It's one interview be a couple my client call and you say almost said na Monday, no, Sunday and rain number one hinfa. Obana say oh no call Milton Keynes call Stra and friends into na Bema no fee. Bema say no na Euro fee TV. Now could tell me so we questions you busa no 100%. Na sa one question we say you busa say and rain na wo hen wo se na wo call Milton Keynes call visit friends Bema no say no fee and no share TV. Come on, it kind of defeated everything you've said.
Yeah.
Because then you know it could be that eno na ya na make say ye kokota ya na boane because kokota ye feel maybe after events explanations, you know. So we look at because you better show Home Office for say a contemporaneous record of the interview that took place. Near questions beside any answers said the mamunina near studying in I can say with 100% assurance that our application be a Home Office for I make allegation of marriage of convenience and a sham marriage. One and a so that's so but I'm saying court of appeal because you see the mere fact say one thing I should add to this is the mere fact that you have some interview na quick only obana na only bema no akọ interview no more passes 70%. You see omodwen say e be krampa nipa no the other part in Boadu Nkrumah but interview date ni drew you know when we were na okunu no mako motu no muni you passed the interview almost done inti aka ne man kitikiti bi enti na sa bia yesi monko na moko na say even anye yipo a mo ba ye be hwe questions no is stress every interview under stress inti bit ma kan sem bi krampa nka wo nka udi kra wo bit me afi date of birth inti se mo ba na ye hwem ne hu say okay inconsistency well your case be an judge be say I mean he's been married for over 30 something years. He couldn't remember the hairstyle of his wife at that because he not drink also. See busa say we cry ni tia star why na won kaya. When to me said the kind say question ni be why for put together to kind of like give some information. Now having said this name Brad be very important and me see no the introduction. Yeah. Who has the burden of proving that your marriage is
in fact, and no your question and come
and me
lawyer for one can say the accused be no or no say prove say ade we me the ball because me evidence say which and trouble could me and na near maybe a why insist so inti I put it to you so we try and throw. Prove it to me because me say no crane na can't. Until then the Home Office will have to prove to me say or accuse me say me marriage in a marriage of convenience and now say a sham marriage. Ono also what say me.
There are two tests. Court case be your civil test no. So you know on the balance of probabilities. And you beyond reasonable doubt and a criminal. Until you can't civil idiot. You on the balance of probabilities. Now, Home Office will say that on the balance of probabilities, they almost are any fake. On the balance, because a hunting and a good in so bit much challenge one. Because it's on the balance. Omono Jane say, and you mark in an interview now mobile and some kind of they strongly believe that it may be one of those some marriages. And I will say that now your freight case be Sadovka, Supreme Court na Ebua 2017. Previously, na your Rosa ne Agbo mo cases ni nyina wo honom a say our area say Home Office for make allegation of a sham marriage. The burden was on them to prove. Omo prove no nti no mo free interview no. We say wo burden no from the outset no is to tell them that you are married and your marriage is genuine and subsisting. So you produce evidence of cohabitation and your marriage certificate. Okay. You have done your job. So now Home Office will make a decision almost say no, I deal with genuine. Into my flow interview. And no evidence just say moke can simbia and siso. So they have now saying that they've discharged their burden of proving that your marriage is one of yes. Okay. Now there is a third balance. Your application marriage certificate in be at the coin or prove so marriage is genuine. Home Office will have interview or now my assessment or my assess documents and about no say a fake. Now the third swing and they say your free interview now will call ye nintino. Now I make appeal, now I throw witness statements. I change them and some more can say inconsistency and they say into stress be said. What you have done is you have provided innocent explanation to the allegations made against you that your marriage is one of convenience. On that basis, the swing, so the pendulum will swing to Home Office to prove again that the marriage is one of convenience. That is, case in Mohajini, case law. And I'm saying the pendulum swings 3 times. So the first is on you. You provided your marriage certificate and everything.
And the second goes on to the Home Office.
Home Office said, well, we assess your friend and then we call for interview and then. And then you provided innocent explanation by making witness statement, explaining, you know, all the things. Now it goes back to Home Office. The whole judge and the say. So then BM na money prove say I deal with effect because if you court no crown or any hearing and no must stand back court. And some of my Kenyan say oh that's what and then my uncle kakra stress near you. So why and that is why we always win in court when it comes to some marriage of convenience. And to say we are bolder. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable that you will feel anxious, a bit intimidated because of say sensitive. But please, you just gather the courage. Na only ukunu now you know the monko interview no me pacho. Say I didn't win him, but maybe what also okay. Now, so muka say no, just go to court and plead your case. Chances are it will go through. Enti assurance amedema obia will tell me say. And come out honest say, ye who trend be a koso. You know, we treat a topic for a reason every day on this program. The reason why I hear Kasa Assembly is who's the Home Office for no, and say, I'm for interview. Now, many messages be on my phone, you say, lawyer, your friend interview, me yam system, then I'm in Pachoma, you see, crumple, they don't want to say, so now I can uncle Liverpool, maybe I would say no more percent be a bell. A video, obi wo video, now observe questions, you know, and Hena Musia. Some information be you might have provided it to Home Office already. Because all your application, the cover letter, the call, and I say some questionnaires be I will provide you know a womb. Nancy na Home Office for so your EU applications under EU settlement scheme. Na normally questions be about 10 aba. Ehina mucha ehina tambe na obana na bema oba Nkrumah say tambe na mulisa desa mo beware. Ehina tambe na mutu kotina together. Me pacho some questions you would answers you would amount already. So the amount already, just remember and tell them. They will ask you again and ask you things about or you don't know and now uknuno wawarida winning BBF and man the money days. You should know all these things. It's simple. Once I mako interview no when I call on a monster mako no me pacho. So Home Office for can send be just challenge them in court and then you may be successful. Me pa obianka na come to them interview 7 or more no. EU na ya free Maria na mra na say about 31st of December. Now who say no, you know the limited scope no is very a very limited the scope to apply and nti omo ya no frustrate ya na say ye giant me pacho don't. Utimi still na worry EU ni your application e de kotum. See ka say bra interviewer bold go. Omo mako nyina ba omo ka me say oh na ready na you show say nya bibia sa no bia aka. Oh, say, oh, 1 or 2 questions be say that is all it is. And a beer, almost be 2 up to 6 weeks, no man make a decision, yeah, the amount. Fantastic, me pacho. Enti, it won't be any,
Me, come a chica crana, me, miss, say, a pan say, before 31st December, yeah, can say, who EU ni busiani, our rebi in Shishabi or ye toho, na a tree, what me at the year or 6 anni idea. Makoye mama busuafo aware amame ya ye ho bibia me wo evidence and ho krata say metime e de aware me baba ye me EU application ye train 30th June ya ne ade ye say aware no endimo ya free interview na meko ye say o na munni ho na ye de certificate free Ghana ba ordinance aware no and all these things. Say a combine say omo de saadi and pemwa and something also the maomo.
Well, so that means you refuse to. These are the reasons of my side. So you appeal against this decision because definitely you may get a right of appeal.
Okay.
Now, obey your witness statement. On say appeal no preparation no be say witness statement and then say overshare reasons na the refusal application and way yi ni nyina no one by one. Enti for example, say they can you say be na money ho na modem sa bibia se na so that is the platform for you to tell your side of the story. You see, one thing that men come far dey we when say sometimes my cases be Home Office for no refusal application now say ebia we doubt the relationship, the genuineness. Na ye appeal na ya catch the court and say if Home Office had any reasons to doubt the genuineness of the relationship, they should have called for marriage interview. You see where we're going. We are now attacking them. Say, I don't know one from marriage interview. Now more refuse application. They say, "Munji say way." Into Sunday, me o masatin we munyi na no. You can say, "Senkamo friend interview and yi ni na no because we cannot provide, we cannot cover everything. We don't know what you are looking for. Yet you be the OCA. Say bibi o enti and one say what provide. So it depends. So you say it depends on worry be for da. And then you say fake na one be worry. So then why is it that what's the you know the validity of the fact that so be worry for na fake and na me so be the fake? No, it can't be. There's no logic in that. Although there is higher chances that it could be. Enti Ubeka said, well, you don't know, so I worry for you say fake. What share will be our don't know. So this is the platform you have. So in your witness statement, she say I'm not say my colleague Mackenzie client to be your office say yeah, your witness statement. Now witness statement, every paragraph will say something. Enti offer the Home Office work can you know say sponsor na worry be 4 times na fake into your dreams also there no fake. No way you know say okay. So Michia Papai Stratford, Westfield City. It didn't come. Me who cramp say you quite sorry cry the same or the same minimum very and you form a relationship. I even minim scratch say be our worry media the minimum say my worry bemano and a menenity. The evidence about see a tibum, move interview yaba. So you just tell them what it's about you and the fact that you don't know whatever has gone on. A honor na judge makers yet me engineer to say and I'm saying pana ye bibi say that the same thing will apply to this person. So it depends on what the Home Office said and how you and into something like your kokota the barrister so co into the work can on barrister so the emrano it be at so amount said the mechanic say what provide this explanation where you know the pendulum no as swing back to Home Office to find something else to actually argue against what you have just said. It's in social in summary no some marriage of convenience some marriage allegations no but because you always have an opportunity to rebut those allegations.
Abusia say afei na wabeka ye ho a de yedi ho enkomo Sham marriage is a Home Office de epemie no de pem wa na nso so wapem no bi opem no bi a de lawyer can say e maye mun show menstru question we be saw no yi ano we yi ano the evidence of proof no the kind about ewo ho what the amount the tosimi no akodi wo ho the tosimi ensa debi mom na mo se meyi ano nti momra na momeka se ade no no kra na se nya no kra na eba ne dendenden a lawyer for be di wanim ama akọ di wasem no ewo court ma judge a kire se we ene debem anase we ne di for the tie ne se aware bi a wo ware bi a no wo reason how they worry senkata semba mu no nkire se sebe wudi in samone anase owiade de tbia no wo raising uchiremu a wo se yede wonkata ema yebekọ ahoma no so ubetimi afre na afei wetimi ade wasembisa no aba ananso se ubetext ade amayen number na ade eye adwuma no senia monim da na eye 0208 123 1016 0208 1231016 and also send a text a day about 07950 422 780 07950 422 780 many penny lawyer Richard Anna ewa enonti ofra obema won kwan ma obisa wasem no na ode wasem nyina ato nanim na ansana no ayi yunia Henry Vladnote edeba kubi abati minyi entoso na afi we say can papa lawyer explain the situation on traveling through Schengen area if you are not a British citizen. Also, can he please highlight the current status on corona tests needed when traveling to Ghana?
Well, the Schengen actually, I think this is the first time I've been asked to talk about it. So the kind of idea was say when British citizen now we a visa national until we limited leave to remain. Now we took quite far. Yeah, now the typical example I cite who travel with KLM via Amsterdam. so far airport first nanke him say no answer to ticket because KLM of course they are business and they don't want to do anything that would jeopardize their customership. But since January and I'm saying EU Maria ko away na mo ha mo 2.5 and limited leave no mo tu kwanya for honom na yes mo nje transit visa. Now transit visa you me you the opia bonten and you pass through the airport. Nanka wo pass through the airport na hu hia so baji bibia but say omo so monje se sie ya ye ka say saas ma ye ka say enye law a policy enti ya na policies no the government no mo implement KLM Dutch airline a omo ene Holland aban e won kita hodie so that bibia ye kan ye nim say enya de so mo betena se sade we enkoso but obi biara recently wa go through hono. So won't pay any questions or any frustrations at the airport. Just will transit visa. Whether you are going outside or you are just passing through the airport. We better now 2-3 hours since yes, transit visa me pacho. The minimum me call on my website or na me ko check here no. The hostel na ne say also will transit visa. Is my mic on because yes. I also would sa so na ultimate ye free na ultimate go. Through me pacho Vlad and sana etie minimum say so minimum say you're very very active into wow there's a see am no cause sa call no na kohwe we say wo no say so we onye British citizen na wo tu kwanya for hono na we visa national so na also wonya o transit visa to pass through
okay
COVID test na say major ma na wa cheche omumu so that you see omu eye no
COVID test no me kan say
say was it all kwa na wo ba
o ko Ghana say
yes so yeah nti wo do ho na also show say we the negative
na me pacho say who could drew airport e betimi me say me hu say direction be a form a government website say also filling out
you
declare
mean in Ghana
and sana ube kono say ube filling for
track and trace
inti by force say was
yes it's mandatory. So the reason is that of course then we can track you know so there are requirements into do oba obey who say sa quarantine o ma ya list countries na ya list say dangerous you know omo na ye mo ekotena hotel no ba Ghana ye nka ho Ghana de say oba na why you test no so unyanya negative test na obetimi aba abonten after 5 days or so what about you for your test na yeah, so Vlad, I mean, Ghana, we don't have that problem because we are not on the red list. Inti, so also to Kwaina say or Babaka, and also when you negative test certificate in
okay. But I mean, cause Stacy there. So Stacy say if you are not European citizen and don't hold a British passport, you need a Schengen visa to travel through any European country. With a COVID-19 test, it's still mandatory when traveling to Ghana. Yuni Stacy abeboa yen ewo yen question no ho yuni abako nana kwabena appear senior nana appear senior say yemfa number no to screen no so number no was screen no so that 0208 123 1016 0208 123 1016. Nana Sapon the question about lawyer or say worry EU citizen last year to start applications and our application has been granted and immediately the card came, the girl is asking for divorce and I don't know what to do. When we say na Emma home office one can say Yama Shama there abamuno na nipa me no be worry at the end by ya will say yinya there.
Well, so let's dissect this one. Now what worry EU national and why application and your grant so I suppose that he was granted 5 years leave to remain under the EU settlement scheme. So Obama say you know munja worry si jeme fanini aware bia you know utimi jai of course so the mekan no so on say because artificial union yana na create internet na yetimi eba under scrutiny no. Now, so I see munja warrior. Of course, I mean, in social terms, say any more agree. Of course, we bet my petition for divorce. Now our nego. Now, impact on your immigration status that is relevant in this question.
Okay.
what would happen depends on when they married. Nti yɛmfa ne sɛ me nua bɛma yi ɛware maame in 2015.
Okay.
But nneɛma bi nti afei na ɔmo yɛ application a ayɛ successful a yɛama no ne card no. Sɛ maame no ka so ɔne ne gyaa aware a ɔmo betumi agyaa aware no na wa retaining the rights.
Okay.
Because of say so wohwɛ yɛn appendix E ne old one no the 2016 regulation appendix E you are repealing na. Ɛsɛ sɛ wotumi show sɛ ne yɛfrɛ de bi regulation 10.5. Ɛsɛ sɛ wotumi show sɛ woware EU national na ma ware no last for at least 3 years.
Okay.
Also our evidence say at least one and tonight together for 1 year. Together, no case of taking is in the UK, not necessarily even under one roof. So what me show say match now UK 1 year. And I'm aware no so lasted for 3 years. Because no be fine. Well, so the makan in social terms our hard. But saying how I do say also or bit me then you retain your right, keep the divorce certificates. So when you're 5 years under EU settlement scheme, you don't have to do anything. First, no, 2016 regulation, okay, you would have made another application under retention of rights.
Okay.
But to say no, you have your 5 years, you keep it because we're retaining your rights. So 5 years drew 5 years na make an when you were married. Into example, I mean, some were 2015. Not just na I did more than 3 years. So I did more than 3 years into bit major worry. Obey application. Oh, your application now we here no because what retain your rights. So the law now allows people more divorcee to do an application of retention right by not providing the sponsors documentation because you see sawari na gua untimi nkofo nipa ne se onfa na nema me support so eno nti na so behwa abibi ene mo kasa se so ja aware na wo tu kwan eno po eboa wo because we do airport and some ye bebusa no ye ntimi ko kasa fra we don't near her say why aware so what tu kwan na wo ba na mo more written right so you know it's just you on your own nti minua ask question ya wo dey be say wo check it na say date na mo worry you know 3 years I elapse atwamu dia then ubetimi well min ka se ko jaware ba mon tra se mon jaware but bibia moye bibia na enye na sa ware ne no se egu dia egu a memso ube so I did 3 years ube retain rights na subsequent application why say uba ware na di 5 years and not the date na omode sa card na ma
ware na di 5 years
ubetimi hun lawyer ya na retention of right application e complicated kakra nti de hun lawyer na money application for your indefinite leave to remain. That is if your marriage has
lasted for
5 years. So indeed 5 years don't do anything, just wait. As soon as 5 years are back since you married, no your indefinite leave application. Until you already have a copy of the marriage divorce certificate, and keep it. Then no one will be na some worry 3 years in my dear, I'm afraid. Muja warrior was so kratano assay. The only time it may not affect that is if you can show or prove that there has been domestic abuse. First, no immigration rules and domestic abuse are applied. But they say the appendix E, you know, the recent concession on the mind, and they say, so which me show say your marriage was dissolved on the basis of domestic abuse. You can also retain your rights, even though our reno end lasted for 3 years. So remember. Under EU law, no, the established law, and they say, I was say, which means a relationship on Eddie 3 years. Na muja ware what make it was name since last year, the concession, the policy is that so which means show say the relationship broke down because of domestic abuse. The immigration rules, the under appendix EU DV provisions, and they said so which means show say why worry in Panama renting our Nkrumah as a partner. Now abuse in the relationship has come to an end. Which my application is more indefinitely straight. Same as you say, Omoyan say EU for no so which me show say relationship no barrier because of DVA. The same policy could also apply to you. Until so lawyer which much say if that is the case, Let's say our in the 3 years that you can still do something.
Okay. You call me so text message back or amode amai. Ubetimi ade wo comment na ato yen comment page or Facebook so and say YouTube BWF Solicitors. And when you get to the page, share as well. Until click on share and then like a page, so that you get your notification anytime we are live. Good afternoon, Kweku and Lawyer. If I came to the UK with I don't have my with one way. I think that's what probably you wanted to say. I don't have my passport, and if I'm married and go to a marriage interview, how can I answer that question?
So,
or say if I came to the UK with a way, only a passport.
Yeah.
And to say a case of marriage interviewer. Obey then answer sa kind of fast would buy a unsigned passport.
Okay. So I suppose that this is worry union is will be on right. The reason why they call you for non say so worry be a British citizen and also indefinite leave application now no number refuse, so they won't even call for any interview. They will refuse you to say that there are no insurmountable obstacles. Emma won't even call Ghana. I suppose that this is an EU question. Now, first of all, entering the UK clandestinely, no any problem because already no crown we bonny needed that because the names under immigration rules no 1971 say so Nkrumah Nikrata is criminal offense, so already you are a criminal. Okay, so for criminal and it doesn't make any but so a kind of first we Nkrumah it's not relevant. Say when it comes to an assessment now per answer what the bema say what ko interview busa say we need passport and then I will come so can require for so the buy so we for boats now they for Libya now we pay Italy now just tell them that is how you came. It won't spoil anything. So illegal entry got nothing to do with the genuineness of your marriage. But if they want to know, tell them, because for example Ebia will say what the visa and buy who see hifo, but that is not the truth. So the problem you have with this interview is that your character may be attacked because you are not a credible person. Because there's no evidence that you entered the UK legally, but you are saying you entered legally. Whereas over Libya, into checking us in Libya, and then someone because you busa say then about UK, we say uba if you check it, you won't be or so these are the things. So tell them, and means to say ufa Libya now say ufa Spain and I say ufa Ireland now ufa ferry Dubai, and that's how the old brother a passport in the bedroom. Yes, me so be passport in the bedroom.
There was what kind of crime?
Yeah, clandestinely. So ufa acquire business in the bedroom, acquire bear, maybe will be visa Dubai. Okay. Me buy them say me it got nothing to do with the assessment, but that is the truth. Okay, so me patch I don't know, and you don't think you refuse to say yeah man because already in some medical catch already know I born here and yes
yeah so you will be our Ahmanas 0208123116. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What are you saying? Nyamiadum Boko. But Lawyer Richard Wahanti, you too. Why?
Me Boadu Nkrumah me be dependent. So before I'm as here in the EU visa mommy. Now for 5 years now, when to me and card now because of the onye bill, the kaya or the onye bill. And now recently, about 2019, pre-settlement, I applied for it. And I'm a breme, letter sending from Coffee Ejima. And see, as Mrs. Ejima and a COVID by many Ejima. And see, one of my sending letters that girl now of family as in Yano, the Dadano, 2007. No, here. Neniema. It's a mean yamin from. It's me from them explaining almost say they're falling out for so many years. I don't know what they were about. It's a no one family. Now my question and then you say I've got another card now or what a mao ye German. Or no me na machine mana me helping with inquiry. Is it possible to obey me a file amami ana then again, I've got another brother, a cousin as well. Honestly, so EU and Krata. Honestly, to me, I file Amamiana. Any of this?
Well, the straight answer will be no for both of them. You see, omunyina no, you find say, obey extended family member, either say we a cousin or we a sister or whatever it is, you know. You see, my dear sister, the problem is, say, when was sponsor no a fall out, so the what kinds of more refuse, you know. There's a one dependent in BM. Once a dependence in a continuous thing. I also will continue depending on Nipanoswa for the period of 5 years. And so what means I will indefinitely leave. And some what's my cat will free. Sir sponsor no home. But so when to me and train massa de na happiness bibi bana relationship no break here, unfortunately. I know the entire our real yakasa will be retaining rights. I've got about 4 cases, you know, Oba Nkrumah, yeah, man of 5 years or dependent the father, so because of over 21 years. Now we're doing say a man of 5 years, you know, or you okay, and see what 12 years no work for me, you know, independent life, no yeah. Okay, application you refuse soon because won't make us about retaining right because now we depend also no. And in this case now we know I say you know, so oh brother Emma, you need. Let's say one now crowd one. So where's the dependency? Unless so which may show say oh brother no or show. On the more or to the animal one in that way be amount to say and man or your man one year you cannot survive. So all your essential needs are provided by this, let's say your brother who is EU national. Then you can rely on him to do the same thing now. Only sir auntie no now the problem is on say you say 31st December, EU law no is not applicable. Say unye relevant unye dependent at that time. You say you were matching EU law in up to 31st December in terms of extended family members. Adie baako a me pese etifo so there is something unless so person sophisticated client be who many anya adie bi. So we should definition closely about who is a relative and who can apply under appendix EU as a family member now.
Okay.
Last night, yeah, training, a principal. We deliberated on this for some time. I say obia or yet dependent, relevant EU national. The definition of relevant EU national here, obia why you know, the settlement no Nkrumah and Sana 31st, you know, why in the settlement scheme or a relevant person. So that could be the brother. It is a mammy to be sure say. Before then, no, before 31st, no one brother neti. Na ne brother na share no, ye bibia, ne brother nso in settlement scheme bibia. Opa, on take a chance. So we need other options bia. Na your application say, we a relevant family member. Or no, we a dependent because before that time, no, a dependent. Ne yenhwe do mo beka. But as it stands, the established laws is
what shall I say a tested law?
Of course, because I have got one decision may a review say. Onipa no no na ye na de no onim say extended family members cannot apply after 31st. And no apply. Home office will refuse to say the until my refuse no nyina na say na the sponsor na relevant sponsor because na onye in settlement scheme no. So that you know gives me something to think about that actually they did not say anything to do with whether that person could have applied or not. Almost say now the sponsor is a relevant person because not to say who say we dependent and I apply. Man the right of appeal. Okay. Meaning can say you be appeal. Ni should the court no beka say you be apply definition no strictly say no a dependent before 31st no into a family member into to me apply then the floodgates actually open. Into my dear sister but you hear from me later na yen sha dey be but on radio, no, the American son say extended family members, no, yes, won't mean application, no, ABM. And it's all depending on brothers, no, EU national say crana, won't mean application, okay? But there is a big but, you bet my ABB, all right?
Okay, the lawyer patch out time appropriate, I mean, throw.
Pick a number, no, BWF Solicitors, Monday to.
Personal number.
What a personal number? Oh, text me, uncle. All right.
Oh, my dear, text me. I'm say when I'm free. Na me about 8 and I get it back. Why?
Okay.
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 Ayo, yeah, that's it. Yame insure. I mean, call for us so 020812310116. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, Miaba.
Yeah, good evening.
I just say.
If I show you now to it.
Domo. You. Lawyer, lawyer, you do why?
Okay. Me pacho, na me pese me bisa lawyer say. Me ni me kuna ye me sa come indefinite leave to remain. Na me pese me bisa lawyer me sa kan last year. It is a time being na me to me aye me by naturalization British passport no. On my own I brought me depending on me kuna so.
Yo, my dear sister, me pacho, ukunu no a British na, or a British citizen.
Or a British
okay.
citizen.
And I me pacho also a crime be na fa so buy one of fall figure na ba director na say na wo ha na mo fa kwa bi so na wo nya. That's very good. The reason na me bisa is a good character na omo dey have, you know. Ya no mo say so we illegal at some point within the last 10 years na internet so we clean inti me pacho. And I'm so worried British citizen, no. So we share in 1661. Nationality Act, you know. See, obi o worried British there. So we an indefinite enne ochina or no. I suppose because all your indefinite, you know, or life in the UK will be 1 year into war and name away already. Obet my application, no. Se unso wo da so no worry. Enti na wotimi gina ne so no na wo de aye no wanya British citizenship. Okay, but so when in on person be you sooner dear. Na se when in ni ho biems dear. Ma 1 year e meto indefinite na wanya ne so ansa na wetimi aye sa application no. It's a relationship ni ni ho biem dear and na just say also train 1 year. Because we nya no man support the application no.
Okay, enti 1 year the best June. Enti June no time ben na me before June I didn't say after June.
Okay, paragraph 39 na say ubetimi aye no 28 days into 1 month because of say nationality for no dey omu bring too much into na me say you be test wo nti okoye no before then I sure no mako consider application like I say unya time nyanso no one for second nti me bacha ye man 28 days before nti May na ya application.
Okay. Na me pacho se me application anka eniema ben nanka me here to support it.
Naturalization there in your case, you know, so what criteria just say will indefinite leave. Me pacho 5 years evidence of your residence to meet the residence requirement. So that could be PCCs for 5 years or any evidence of Sawati Kromanum for 5 years. It can be your council tax. Yeah, na me kind of because I na papers be because council tax 1 year. And also PCCs 1 year. Na paper kakrebi. Now for life in the UK and then your B1 certificate. Na
B1 in English, no?
English, no.
Okay.
Na afe maybe as what I divorce certificate because I'm baby so what would that worry since so marriage certificate. And one na what the application no or more okay.
Okay.
You can see that CP. Up from so betimi afre 020812310116. Inuya bako nana ado. Boy, how said the government new policy is to declare the reason for traveling out of UK. So you need to fill up the form and show it to officials at the airport. What are some of the reasons you can travel out of the UK? Because if you fail to prove, the passenger will be fined between 200 and 6,000. Form no mehumbi. Seni ana lawyer the kasame mehumba ko. Yese denti na wutu kwan. Uko awari na yie. Uko akoye adwuma. But so ukase me ko instruction say visit ni ade but the airline will not even pick you. Nti say unfortunately COVID ba ye when ye bia take so uko ye ananso say bia unua ana odofo bi eware ewo se wo ho I know what take care omo ebema ho kwan nti mama reasons no what take mu back but say wo kwa koye nsa hwekeke say oh me hu say ayi sanctuary a monkey sanctuary na wo hwan na ye bie nti me kwa kwa mpacho san omo ma on to kwan no kra anyway samso na ye wo yenua Jobansi or say wa homa no so mcho twan me kakra bi na mentie menua Jobansi answer no na me fama or say opeso if I'm an EU family member with a resident card and Ghana passport now with the Brexit if I need to transit in an EU country when traveling do I need to apply for a transit visa?
Yes. What
Ghana passport no EU character so.
Yes, so EU lobby and honum. So we leave to remain 5 years. Or either say a settlement there. Or either 5 years or whatever you have to. You are not British. Yes. Okay. He has to get it.
All right. Yanko Ahmano Soe 020812311016. Hello. Yeah, but your man is a crana. I see a 2 year bar. Hello. Oh, you're two kakra in your crowd. I will from. Yet, my pimpy, I'm near running in a sea. But your sign friend, I will from pa. Why, somebody, you know, but we are now was someone betting a boy will be there. Indeed, I was so be at it. Hello. 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 Good afternoon.
Pacho, Mediana Nana.
Miss Mediana Koku.
Okay, Braco Kumichio, and I.
Oh, what the braca, when I was somebody, Miss Mediana Koku. Many lawyer for the how you always be here, some can ye.
And I uncle Richard and so Michio.
Major, sir, my dear.
Money, you my palm.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Me patron, person be a quick question. Na me application my partner on in kola 2.5. Me 2.5 3 more. And na me ankasa me ejuma in the healthcare.
Yeah.
But me tia NHS ni na me who say I can claim it back. And I think me say me tia kra. But if you na me tia we no. Fine ben so na me faje. And another thing, so me say, if you are just a China application, me put 2 years, sana, me claim one, and I say, I can claim it now. I affect the application.
Okay, so I know cry 6 months into me, but sure, you say, ma go over online. I think so. Maybe I just say me more link, you know, or more I know online gov website, no. And also do information as you say my just want to HS no number now reference number no the no now but you should what I'm not sure is whether because almost you the amount 6 months in pack so you amount 2.5 years so 6 months be no more refunded 6 months worth of that 1,500 number no my dear I'm funding in amount straight so
me the NHS number ni share ho ni details me pay slip for the past 6 months ni share ho ma omo assess we na say true
no ma refund oma calculate
every 6 months
and 6 months be obey sad them say last week me be last 2 weeks me be so anti the obey ni say okay we dey see our Google a claiming refund IHS refund ebeba na I start so click on starter na ebusa application we you din say o dependence nyina etua ya obetima claim ni nyina so back you can do it now once you have paid you know you can claim it but okay until try just try and listen
okay ma try that but not me the way no pay slip no I say me yeah when I me the share how say the when is too much memory no it's me picking
right omo person omo hu say why adwuma for sa company and say organization for at least 6 months now you know adwuma secure that because I normally so you know and what continue adwuma won't call away for about so just try again. And yes, answer maybe Monday or officer. Na ya guide you. No what you mean? I do. Right.
And but your pay slips, no one pen a midday quan say 6 months.
No, they just you don't. They just wanna know you've been in that employment for 6 months. So I suppose a letter from your employer can even do that.
COVID time, letter it should go through.
Yeah, so COVID time and just so that's what year just won't call you just say, you know. So once you get an evidence, show say you are so employed by this organization, and you know, and no would help you to be able to claim, be eligible. That is the only eligibility requirement of that also. And so what I'm afraid saying.
I think they close to their 4,000 plans.
Yeah, so that's a lot. Yeah, you can please, do claim it. I'm saying
every 6 months we are part of it.
I almost to channel kakara ma wako pim say 2.5 na beso na almost ni na ma back.
Okay.
Okay, take it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. 0208123116. Bridget Obo bisa Odobi Kasa. So odi da bia me ba na hu se mu odu pa. Yeah, that's it. Nyame in share say also they ato platform no so make I say oti enka e wo BWF Solicitors radio, so BWF Solicitors Facebook, BWF Solicitors YouTube, and Abawa Radio. Me wo Boy Gideon say, how long does it take to get a verdict after making an EU spouse application to the Home Office, and what time does the application process begin?
Well, for time, skills, and standards, it's 6 months. But you know, say on the application, we are not. Meaning the Home Office and how much. You mind the more pressure. You see, I know much to say. You know, your application will be decided in 6 weeks. You know, sometimes they just give that false hope, and then so please, in order to manage expectation, no, your application be a Home Officer.
Yeah, what you say? It near this 6 months.
6 months. If say you're below that, praise the Lord, but normally it's 6 months. So it's saying lawyers after 6 months now, it's started. Now you almost said, you know, it's unreasonable, the delay. So near 6 months, you know, you really have to just wait. And spouse there, on chain maximum 6 months. Yeah, need to me you see strategy. We want to bear 4 months. The corner started and no more kasasa before no say in any never want to make a decision one day. 1 week about 1 month because they are overwhelmed with applications because of the advent of the EU law coming to an end. No, applications be bright advocates so money into Maya and a case we can no fee and then the child was making noise in the background and I said I hope it's not gonna affect or stress and I also they are managing because then they have to ask couriers to bring some files and it's all into first and to me it decided 5 cases so to me decided be 2 cases it's right. More backlog into but more channel me and Kasa say me many clients are money na mo tie me am application e be dey it's because sometimes they are beyond our control because we know they will tell us you should know better. The application has been with us for 4 months. We still have 2 months to decide into sometimes they catch them and say monchen ya na mo hu no paper no say lawyer o match so say 6 weeks o mo be decided adentia. But Home Office for an once and no much but and yes, sir, a expectation, a time scale, so more legitimate expectation, but of legally, no, yeah, not standards in 6 months.
Okay. There was say thank you for the explanation, lawyer. But please, is it possible to marry again if you divorce because the marriage has just been a year? The 6-month card came last 2 weeks immediately that she's asking for divorce. So would it affect my immigration status in any way?
Yes. EU, I said, unless there has been a domestic abuse in this case. Because if you married only a year and you're going to divorce, based on that relationship, then will be mitigated. Unfortunately, divorce, but asetana kura no na say obetima sa worry be of course so waja worry 1 year twem nti am some of the questions
last we get a question and also another question, very interesting question is coming up.
nti say 1 year aba no nko ade utimi jaya worry enne ochina obetima worry obi foforo obetimi so ay application e honom na de wura question abusa ina ebe mu no wa worry obi 1 year ya ma akrata wajai no o sai ko worry obi foforo. They might call you for a marriage interview. These are the scenarios I am more with me for interview because I know they want to know why this happened. You cannot try, but still they want to see you and ask you.
Sometimes the body language correct.
Yeah, they can pick something.
Young Kohman, I mean, heard your was so. Hello. Hello. I just say. Okay, but you might way.
About 2 years ago, no more can be about child abuse. Such a phone, some potential police militia or the offense. It's which I am, or certain by us. So this Sunday on our own car, and one to and a Kobe. Unfortunately, I'm a phone. I got off from.
But we can remember one see my mention once. Say ofa o phone no na obi bia o team bia say let me even start with an iPhone because I know and maybe using telemenin pa oko chatter oko WhatsApp settings no I press it chat. I think you can get it on Android phones as well. Say you remember be to say chat wallpaper save to camera roll and no button no ho o le onsa kape won say na a change ko green say a change ko green na photo bia e beba WhatsApp so bia no e be save wo phone no so but what you mean WhatsApp settings it is the same thing there. Save to camera roll. And now say, oh dear, BBI say I was say we save photo bia. Now say we save BB bia. No, most of it was automatically save photos and videos you receive to your phone's camera roll. Say BB say how do no. Okay. So what do na? Say obi send do BB na eye ade a wo pese wo keep a. Oko o messages no so a photo bar. Now don't say so. Bon say ebe ma on the options say we save we forward it and now say we delete it. So we pay no we save it. And no dear and now one we take responsibility. Na your camera na and I say phone na save it by force amount. But what you say? Aha. Very good. And no tree no so say me fa na say see a wo akose san settings say na photos be aba wo ade no so ko ba bia wo photos no wo no especially say wo use Google and they save contacts and pictures phone a picture be a be save phone no so be a be call Google Drive no so yeah into call Google Drive no so photo be a won pe be and delete e be say say and delete across all platforms nyina ka say ane okay ne delete ni nyina free ho enye sa you might be building evidence against yourself. And then a baby, many Uncle Ben and I think it's appropriate I do it again now. Yeah, me insurance. And say that's so fair. Okay, Openi, me that say young call for us so 0208-123-1016. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yes, Uncle.
Yeah. Probiani.
Kobia.
Yeah.
Azante.
I'm a chong catcher.
O teko koso nana.
Nyana mpumu ti say.
Adum ni ahumo bro. Na also e.
Oh, nyame adum yeso ye hu ye pa. Media minua.
Lawyer France, Lawyer Richard. Hey, Francis I come with.
Lawyer better how.
You, yente we na awie.
Yo, pacho lawyer. Me person me bisa question say. Eya na ye ka close relatives now. Say me wo eba abia wo Ghana wanya be 38 na wo ye mi akasa me ba me pese me eba maye bibia to say DNA maye bibia wo ye wo depend on me wo sika ma send akoma no me wo evidence normal me de send no me ade eno no said the sia krum ha eno ma ekokosi bit me affect application no and say eno de ebia me wo I wish you say bit me akutu ana
I am a patrol, yes. Sir, what me a name and me no, I was say it to me a show. Say our application will be successful. And I'm so you're banning tin or no, dear Bibia and sign a war. Say, quite over first so bit me a application, a man about account, sir. The only issue is that you're over 21 years old. In I also show, say, in addition to the fact that you're over, why you DNA no, and so you will be dependent on you. Dependency, is proven with financial because we're Ghana now we're into make us on net. Most of this can come every month be or to fear and now warrant a place a man or Ghana. So go school on school or Papa Penny. Recently, the year when they said and I'm so more said I refuse to extended family members. Now no dependence no me over 21 or so kaka home. Or me almost dependence is not satisfied. Now the problem is dependency assessment is a very, very subjective one because what the anima say almost we are not satisfied because of say you need gauge and a guy a EBA just say what can be a full dependency, there is nothing like that evidence. And me patrol the obeyan say once a your banner was show with DNA and birth sets. Now I show say one ocean. A no more can't send be almost say almost refuse application for almost a manner over 21. Almost say you have not demonstrated your personal circumstances in Ghana as to why you need the support of your sponsor. It's absurd. It doesn't make sense because we had the case of Jayana and said the definition of dependency now. I see the only thing is a matter of fact. The only thing you have to show or demonstrate is the fact that you need the support of the sponsor and the sponsor is providing that support. And without that, you cannot survive because Papa discovered on the third and your first come as a wounded. Home office maybe about home say, Chedintia who hear support and there's nothing like that. Because there's nothing like that. Said because my home decision be recent almost say the person should be in work. So why is he dependent on the sponsor? Say no, it's good for me because me kokota me more than because judge no name me to emrana say. Okay. And yes, na dependency say a continuous thing, but it should be present. Now say omo the name be but mo almost say what sponsor no cry no, bank balance is zero. Na then I will show be. You see, omo refi say yankase chesika wo yesi chese wo hwe no. Nti once I was send this car command into no account I zero no is because
you are send the coin na music na sa na
nti uncle me pacho wodi 30 o wodi 50 o so why DNA next chese oba no na say wo evidence chese wo depend also with money transfer receipts yeah obi akọ Ghana kra when the didn't come on phone so emotional support obetima your application man ono de still na obetimi your application because you're a close family member we hear old law na regulation 7 child dependent so they are canon same as under appendix EU so a close family member into obetima your application amano or FP3 and FP6 reference why
okay Mishia or Nanyami Yaduma, any that no messer on no Akasa.
Okay.
Actually, this are coming through.
But what's your page in the day? What's your page,
to be honest, me trying to make me share.
Major tax, EU tax. That's the show. 0208123116. We a question we or say I asked that question about the passing through the Schengen area because it's confusing. KLM said you need a visa even if you are a family member of an EU national. But Netherlands embassy says a family member of EU national does not need to acquire ATV to pass through the Schengen area. Who should we listen to?
KLM.
Mama is
Vlad, listen to Kelly because Omune did the carrier. Omune are no much penalty, if they don't, abide by anti. Omono, Oman, also Omone embassy, no. I can't no much change whatever information is on their website.
But I didn't know my chef como,
oh, it doesn't make business sense. I mean, I won't board your flight if you are asking me to go for inconveniences. That was.
I'm happy to share with Scrabble for.
Then we would.
We'll go there. However, I say, can you explain what the government is saying about you can only travel if you are legally permitted to, and what it entails?
Of course, I mean, so the yes, you just unnecessary risk and now we're exposing to. And legally to travel, and necessarily okay, there is a bereavement. One of our staff or Ghana because there's important for health reasons. And it may be sano you can travel. But Ghana now you are just going for luxury. That's legally you're not entitled to do that, embark on that travel. And the reason is to cut that unnecessary exposure, to this into more important. So they will kind of my hand to be some law and some repeat no. Wow to me creatively.
Papa be now on the bed dig comona. Who's idea na kwala na pa na funny accuse akwala no say well. So we can na the bebo dia wa say wa.
Nka say tractor.
Nka say tractor but say wo betimi a chire busa dia.
It's so fill form na what can one more good reason to just to prevent unnecessary exposure.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, me about say.
Mpacho muyo. Mpacho let me know lawyer kasaka.
Mpacho utio papa.
Mpacho lawyer Richie, good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
Mpacho ekiani.
Oh, hello.
You say me brother must pa or the mushroom or me hunina.
Okay, yes.
So
that's very good.
Amen.
Housing issue.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so okay, Monday what from na share. Also my reason also because our promises say omobetia me boy. And you want me go back say afia wa koje dan omuntia they cannot say that. Why? And you better take your money.
Okay. All right. Okay, senior me in short. Yeah.
Actually, I will cancel no. Lewisham. Lewisham.
Mano bokiti. Yanko, in your cabinet say, obeti bisa lawyer, mama, getting certificate of application, is it possible to get stay?
No, so certificate of application is a part of the process of applying under EU law. And it's a application, now be a comma. Near amount certificate in say, why your application? Ya checking what the ID aba, what the proof of residence aba, o picture no try no clear. Enti ya jiatum, ya de to ho ma case worker so be make a decision. Na e be take some time. Enti sa time na e be take ansa na ya make a decision no. Ya say utimi ye adwuma, utimi ye bibia e wo kroma say until such time that a decision is made on your application. Enti ya na certificate of application ya dey e kama ahomeka wom. It's like a 6 months visa, apart from saying to me fan to coin. But ultimately, you be a chroma, be be a shower now, they no channel, just always sitting on chroma for that time now, you consider application. But that necessarily does not mean that it's a amount because you know the home a quite see a demand and no amount. It's a making decision that it can be yes or no. And yet a strict indication that you're gonna be granted.
But yeah, omota edema.
obia nya eno obia you refuse to do obia the man no enya certificate of application. So the the good thing is say eno no just say application is valid.
Okay.
It's complete.
And
no when to so say application media koi bi almost be bia ye kama nti me train decision. Say emma ya na amma wadwens ade bibi to tima wo ba bia na nti eba ade ye kama emma wo ho no you are just waiting for a decision. It's a good thing and you can use that to get N9 number to year juma. Company bi ho call omumfa fine. Obu ho motiase omuni mamra na say yama we ultimate year juma. A good thing but me patcho eno just say yeah the okrata no be mo ana yemfa
okay and call amano so 0208123116 text is 07950422780. Hello. Yes, we are just saying but your kwanda oti why
I'm patron na me busa say my application na my biometric 2 months ni but I maintain free home office na me busa lawyer say it take how long after biometric na na what to get
me patron we application e dey here bia EU ana say ugina obaswa na
2.5 minutes.
Okay. Your first one and I say renewal. When your first application and I say now now. Oh, okay. Say one am here na lawyer bi na here ma o.
Lawyer bi na here ma.
I'm say so we the first application since so we submit as say na nam so must send man into the omo here no say we submit no online. Not what bookie appointment. Obekwa your fingerprint no. Ti one I will be bookie. First no na I so choked into you can't get access to book the appointment. So ma best send you email. Say afraid the kwanya beto say obetimi bookie. Enti my dear enye on a normal. It's me take it. Why? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, that's my dear. I mean, some na me cheche mu say 6 months. And 2 months there and check cry. No. So a date of application no. Date now lawyer na submitted your application no online no and the date you applied. And 6 months na started from sad date now we apply and name and no crack akra ho say home office for no dey omo fa na say a date now your biometrics no but you know mu atwe home man so da bi enti dey obefa no afri me nchen ni say data or submit your application online a date of application 6 months in the account free sad date no it is that time ni drew na say wonti bibia lawyer no betimi achesi wo mu okay enti mpacho twen kakra o ebeba 2 months dey enye bad.
Okay. We about Eda CP. You were in nearby Mercy was say it's 6 months since my sister applied for EUSS family permit in Ghana. Numerous escalations and finally a complaint. Still, Home Office replied with complex in nature email.
Yeah, well,
I say they have not asked for further evidence or called for interview. What should she do? Do you think Home Office will issue 5 years straight away instead of 6 months if they decide the application after 30th of June and it's successful? Because there will no longer be EUSS application after 30th of June. That's a very valid question.
Yeah, no, so they will give you 6 months in your passport, whatever the case is. Obaha now be under the EU settlement scheme, no mama of 5 years, and that is what they will give you.
Even so they will still, 6 months, no, 30th of June, no.
So what you do is, on say a family permit application to Nippon outside of the UK, and to we under EUSS, F3, F5 family permits, you know, the rule that is giving you that permit now. You have about 6 months. Ghana, passport vignette. Oba hasia now abaye application online na your amount 5 years residence leave to remain card no. Your amount straight from Ghana 5 years. Oba ha na babe. same as obia wo ware British. Yes, so ware British citizen na your application is for about 2.5 years. But you fa man wo Ghana, you ma 1 month visa or passport.
Oh, the bobo on the
now there, but oba ha no abeji 2.5 no. That is same as this. Inte me pacho it doesn't matter the timing and whatever is under. So we under regulation 2016 EU settlement scheme depending on the timing. On 6 months family permits. I want a passport. Obedu UK now I subsequent application under EU SS near amount the 5 years. Depending on whatever say mufra or sponsor no indefinite leave. Or be no high indefinite leave. So 5 years about 5 years.
Okay. Mami fa the itcheche kra na yemfa ensoreja ebreno nti se me ka say obesen ekohwe eye lawyer Richard Table so files no tin in similar ewie ye be sha say na mirror officer am but in files ye nkofom because Madarima Monti and BWF Solicitors ewo ho. Nti ma menko the church kra na yemfa and sorry. Hello.
Hello, but good evening, breakfast.
Yeah, good evening, I'd say. Hello.
Hello.
Aha, mpacho wo di ni church in here too. Why?
Mpacho bisa question ni ama Mrs. Tabako. Mpacho o wa British ni na ni kungo fa ne be 1 year ni. But misunderstanding na ba a omu jai. But na you see 2.5 maybe na say omu ye divorce a me pacho obetime renew ni krata na say enyi mpacho ni bisa.
Yo, my dear, me patrol. Okay, so I'm saying a voice no from yes sister bisa say ni sister bi ba say wo ware British na nipa ne den ba Nkrumah say 1 year ni.
Okay.
So 2.5 no so as a partner. Na ensem bia bantiama wo mu gya ya ware na say aware gya no eba mu a ni sister ne krata na ebe say ya na say kwame no be fa so obetimi aye application enya setena Nkrumah. Answer ni na ni titem ni na ne say our jaya eba this is an krata no asay ontimi nya bibia bim, okay? Now the reason is that obahanum as a partner under appendix FM a relationship so they can near kano our nti na ye man asetena oba Nkrumah say sa our no relationship na katia na just nya de so wonyina so bia wo Nkrumah. Having said that, the Friday be domestic abuse or domestic violence provision. And only say, Emrano who said, obi worry obi no the neighbor Nkrumah say there could be, possibility say obitima abuse because of say nipano immigration status precarious. Let us say in the munti bibia bitima happen. Some no are vulnerable to abuse because on country will be also say an immigration status best say. And I'm say we should recognize that. And it's a way will be our partner. Now was it under the partner route no. Na say what suffer domestic abuse and domestic violence. And no such thing and say ya na you can domestic abuse and you say be a bema na oba na bo wonko. It can be emotional, psychological. E be a sika or ma feel very inhumane and it may be brave. So what mean evidence? Now please listen to this so. And could be a backroom 1 year or semicruno bomenti because so application under the DV provision about indefinite leave straight. Remember saying kawabe and kawasanka 2.5 niwu now we another 2.5 now 5 years and sana what mean indefinite. But you are cutting all this to get indefinite. And also who say they will strictly
scrutinize and assess
your application.
Yeah.
It is what mean evidence. It be a police report. It just said what report abuse. GP amount report. It just said abuse. You prescribe antidepressants. When you say women's aid and men's aid, we will be amount letters. A juma okokra will manage a letter. Just say and saying you productivity come from because of you are being quiet and it might be brain won't me function. So to me, Bob was animal way in an opportunity application indefinite leave under the DV provisions. Yes, idea, no one is idea, and the carton say,
no. Miniaba, okay. I'm said we're free. So, Henry Vladnote, me da se pi, adumo, nyame adum keke, me hu asembia aka, nyame ena hwe so all these 5 decades na, yede akọ yenim. Na, Richard, but your last one, Mercy was say, one the delays.
Complex in nature. Oh, okay. I saw something.
And a complex in nature email, no crime said Yamaya skipping.
Yeah.
But I was saying he didn't answer the delays. What should she do? Delays.
All right, delays. Okay, so unreasonable. Okay, so the word is unreasonable delay. There could be reasonable delays, you know.
Okay.
So the you can home office service standard say be 6 weeks. You be decided with case. 6 weeks in trauma. A delay, but it's not unreasonable. It becomes unreasonable when it's over 6 months.
Okay.
There are 2 things that it me used to be a complaint. Home office for designated email or with my complaint. And on the 28 days they will get back to you with the reason why our application is delayed. Because at some point you busa us document to be bra unyam for my and now say case worker is very and also they are overwhelmed with applications. There could be a tangible. She said, "Yeah, I know my side to COVID. No more side to COVID. It's a COVID. No more apologize. It's a home office. Yeah, no more patch. But that is fine. It's complaint and answer pre-action protocol. And it's a lawyer for the year application now omo catch your home office for say. And I'm saying what someone said you be somewhere into someone yeah the Mbakoko judicial review and only pre-action protocol. And also 14 days now home office for no omo ababe cheche mo the entire application no ache. Into 2 things, complaint and answer pre-action protocol. So letters and phone calls in the NBBA and on the book require into complaint because I register home office say too many complaints into dealing with it 28 days. Pre-action protocol 14 days. Into patrol meaning own use. So complex and only say your application now home office for no as my yeke won't be so by so better letter say we don't move courts. Na seminal action here o the application you call ya omo hwe mu kra no must send you some automated email via say we have received your application, thank you very much, however your application is not straightforward. And then the complex your application is not straightforward. It's not straightforward because we may need to contact some agencies to get some information and all that, and on that basis we may not be able to make a decision within the time scale set for this type of application. Now it's a caveat. So, your trauma, no my, Mr. Nkrumah, we are sorry, but we sent a letter, email to your client 2 months ago, telling him or her that his application is not straightforward and that it will take longer than necessary. So why are you writing to us? So, mercy. A strategy be omo you see. So by default, we send the application and no master no so no more protection. We be almost say no more refer to sa email. Enti enye personal. Me wa clients be you the application you no master send sa email we aba na afford the amamo. No ma for lawyer. My application say best say you because almost enye straightforward. Me but your application be no straightforward. Application be enye straightforward. But say omokasa person omo dey buy time. Why? Yeah, na enye personal to your individual application. It's just for them to have some sort of leeway to mitigate the delays that would occur in the future, so that they can have something to rely on to, rebut our claim of unreasonable delay. Right?
Yeah, everything force say me be call me quiz no so. Nti mama lawyer Richard and who make a crabby. Now, maybe so, sir. Because no screen also. Now, I can't question. Until maybe pay more answers this year. Kukua is a non-EEA family member of an EEA national living in the UK with 5 years limited leave to remain under the EEA settlement scheme. Kukua is pregnant with her first child and wants to give birth in Ghana so that her parents can assist her with child care. Under the Immigration Rules Appendix EU, how long can Kukua stay away from the UK without breaking her continuous residence? I'm saying, Saudi we be now chibe mi nu mi enseni anko ben ne lawyer for no abosu bebre. Inti ma men test ho adwene hwe. Kukua enye EU family member. Non-EEA family member of an EEA national living in the UK with 5 years limited leave to remain under the EEA settlement scheme. Checking you. Technicality ne tricky my question. Kukua a non-EEA family member of an EEA national living in the UK. Our 5 years limited leave to remain under EEA settlement scheme. Checking you. Kukua ebe nti opese okọ Ghana na ne maame so demu kakrakra nsa na kwara ne ho akyene nsa na wasan aba betra ne baby. Under the Immigration Rules Appendix EU, Ebredo was saying and obetimi atna away from the UK without breaking her continuous residence. Answers no here for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, and now 5 years. Answers in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, and now 5 years. Once I did. Maybe sorry, but maybe answer no sorry. Well, Ibiba. Okay. I'm in Shasi free. Hey, Vlad not in the Shasi. Vlad not to be bajao. It's my making answers from
wow, class, Omabing.
Nyameba Boadu essay 6 months. Obo Watson Williams say 12 months. Bridget Odobi Kasa essay 5 years.
Bridget.
Ezekiel Johnson up to 12 months maximum. Who be some question? There be me na be some question. I also Onuwa maybe some question. Maybe na maybe some. Inshaba Nanajua essay 12 months. Me wo Akosia part also 6 months. Festus Bar 6 months. Henry Vlad Norte essay 12 months. Benes Boy Gideon essay 2 years. Samuel Mreku essay 12 months. Frida assuming essay up to 12 months. Okay. Sandra Ousu Kwating 12 months. Henry Vlad Norte Aiko Samuel Mreku 12 months. Nana Oberima Obrimpong as 12 months. Your Constance Grace answer is 6 months. Sana your Zara Bonsu Zara 2 years. Akusika 6 months. Odesheba Nana Kweku 6 months. Nana Kweku Bio 6 months. Patricia 2 years. Evelyn Donko, 6 months. Covenant Grace, 6 months. Mami Aya, 12 months. Obapa Jane, 12 months. More about radio, so wait me afraid. Radio, so now the answer number about mama. Modesta Quay, 12 months. Henry, what's someone be? I would like to go for 10 years, but for 12 months. Okay. Krobia 6 months. Samuel Mreku, what's I be also 12 months. Sorry, 6 months. Ebenezer Day 6 months. New Money 12 months. Augustine Ofori 12 months. And Nana Kwabena Pia Senior. Okay. And my last one, Ewaha Venice, essay 6 months. Lawyer.
You see,
answer number.
Okay, I'm listening. Because Zara, Vidal, so that must see very good students now. What is our question?
Oh, my disappointed lawyer.
Because you are a very good student, so why can you get this question wrong? Okay, so say Uncle Kokuma me chance na I explain it.
Okay, inti me answer no cry way. I'm for ya me ho be chirbe.
Omo say obema.
Me answer no. You know, part more he know the answer you. Okay. Now the answer is coming. Bam badam. The answer is number 2. 12 months.
Yes.
Okay. Let's achieve more.
Okay. Unse abribia yesi. So I'm surprised Uncle Ben kwana what body we hunde for my because or worried say you know your chrome for you bit too quiet. Na ya been say 5 years leave to remain. Enti unse abribia na under immigration rules and so was sitting especially indefinite leave to make outside for 2 years. Won't lose legal residence, you know. I strongly believe that is why my sweetheart is more without name Zara Etino because imagine you say indefinitely leave not something there can 2 years. I can understand you gave a very reasonable answer, but that is not true. Now under Appendix EU, no Home Office for say and you can say what's not abonting for 6 months in any 12-month period. Okay. As I'll be Lucy, sir, you know, legal residence. However, so you can say Asimbia, no, there is a
exception.
So you see Kukua, is that the name? Kukua, a baby in Tina or Ghana. So what there could be complications. Until 6 months may not be enough. And until a bit mama now honum for some time. Kukua bit ma honum for you know up to 1 year or no dear on lose ne residence. Although said the law says into social more 6 months no you have a good case.
But you're correct.
Because my good case no say I'm running say 6 months. And you can say about more than that.
Okay.
But there is exception to the rule, and as always, there is always exception to the rule.
And this is not your boss or no. Me answer no paragraph 2 no.
Do you know the person who really got this right is Communic AB.
Okay.
He said 6 months, but depending on the situation, you will be considered for 12 months, I think. That is what it is. Okay. So, you know, he provided a bit
of an explanation.
Into a sanity. So, depending on the circumstances, it could be that who attended a funeral na oko yare. It could be that oko he onana. Na also man who tonica cry. It could be. So there are other circumstances that Home Office will consider. But you have to provide evidence to support the reason why you have been away for more than 6 months. And video ne Zara mefrem more in trouble.
Anyway, Ezekiel Johnson was say I pat myself in the back. We say for Anthony BPJ mono mema lawyer kwana with a sima na bonne tofa say and your Sham marriage and say free interview and the idea I was a worker.
Yes, so a chief from Patrol yesterday no na de mekan nyina say so we application to the Home Office say wa worry enti ye ma wa sitting okrom ha. One of the requirements or one of you know the things that you have to do is to explain why and how your marriage is genuine or subsistent. Home Office for power part 4 of the Immigration Act in 2014 say you bet me afro your friend referral and investigation scheme. And no ya na Ghana you worry free fee no ya na ye evade no kakra because yentimi the initial scrutiny no. Nti se later the application no kwa na ompese omo hu se ampase wa ware na genuine to mo hu kwa so mo ye since ye throw interview amepa chaw the ye can say go to the interview enye hu ba kokra say a video say kra the covid nti onkoto obi wo ho okotena room bi na obi wo video so na obusa say he na wuhia wo yire na okunu no date be na mu charge say mo ba ware if you mote no school bi ben ho na road de ni mu dey be na e fa mo bin mo do color you say mo kettle mo bath no shower woman na say your bath nko a how many bedrooms enipa ben na mo ti o fi honom o yire no onuafo ana ne maame wo he no o Germany no ti kro ben so me pa cho question ni be unim a unim okay but makase say the fact say woni oyere na woni okunu no man timi akọ interview no on his own no kra no ma pass almost 70% of it. Inti the aka na nema kakra bi na mobeye aka ho na my successful inti so wo kon so because wo obi enko detain wa na bibisa okay bibisa no mensu yes bra a good thing. I have said it's a good thing because it gives you the opportunity to explain your case further to the case worker. So enko be refuse wa enko won for say bra interview enko refuse opeso onya ntiase bi ntino was bra until they go na ko chechire mu so wo wie no mo de decision ba no mo kase there has been inconsistencies in your answers now provided you know into my refusal application now you will be given a right of appeal na sir why is I say right of appeal no court first tribunal a referee obehwe asem no unse uko interview no yere no ana okunu na bae court no so maba on tiase say na nka de we nya mpa nka be me na obae ondi na chi sa all the time em ha say intime patrol interview is a good thing. If you have been invited to a marriage interview, please attend. Just learn things about yourself. Sometimes you have to learn them because we don't know. So just learn, equip yourself with information that you've already given to the Home Office. Namonko interview no. Yede be mamo. Moko ebiwa 3 to 6 weeks na the decision about no de mamo. Recently Portugal ni bi Oregon ni omoba menim na niema nkoe I encourage them. Omoko interview 2 weeks. O temi o ade so se ye de amano. 2 weeks. Oko interview. Question ebisa no was lawyer. Ebi dey amfa kwam but we were bold. We were laughing and all that. Ye de ma wo mu. Say amfa ma no ye refuse a na okokota. Chances are ye de be ma anti me pacho. When am de beja mo. Na afen so mo amonya refusals we in relation to extended family members no. It looks as if me nka say Home Office for us that say Omo refuse but it looks as if that is what they are doing. Omo refuse sa extended family members for no reason. So nya decision appeal against that decision. Oko court because so that my colleague Mackenzie and will be he say one appeal manager.
Oh, okay.
Appeal sir yedia code recently in relation to dependence has been allowed. Okay. So there's a good chance. So we are
50% over home.
Of course. I think 50% in almost a move half.
I don't think there was all the BWF Solicitors.
So when you refuse regardless, don't be yana a prolonged any a cow but other come to him. Your courts, judges, they are very, very reasonable and understanding. Obesa 70 ready. Yamamo Ghana tune can finish a panyame adoma. Next week is so you be sign mo a share mo to take care na mo have the rest of the day as Ghana celebrates the 64th Independence Day. God bless you.
I was here and your day ABC opening a mote nka a partner and a fee solicitor BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors a lawyer for Ejimokua. Wodi emremu akotene pa obetumi do ho ato won so omo 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road no so North London Seven Sisters. Ubefre on ebuke appointment 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340 and 077 127 61884. Nyame adoma yebesane ehia same time next week on the platform. But kai say ya wada beshia BWF Solicitors penifo ewo Rainbow Radio so part 9 o'clock. Sanso so ena ifiada ubeshia BWF Solicitors penifo ewo GN Radio so and also part 9:30 with Mighty. Na fe memende ewia nso so eja nua kuma reku so frempon mene penifo abetrase wo fie na fe ye nkomo no ede abro question bia wo bia betimi ebisa na fe mpanimfo nso so etwetwemu anu hu se ade we ehia se ye nyina ye behuna na ye de abro kai se Monday from 12 o'clock ye the legal nuggets no ebeba and another question will be thrown in the fray our Twitter and our Instagram page and also another question to say ye the by Saturday dra na aba be no. Until your legal nuggets will be on social media from 12 noon Monday, and the question will also appear before we have another edition. Ebi also kai say COVID is still real, still with us. Yami adom dodo na war vaccine no. Until drew so a kan ne kokko. Me wo 2 weeks abesen ko. He me. From top to bottom, everything is intact. Until maybe be and how. Na enya to say eno ebe boa yen ama ya boy ho ban. Aba be ka year protocols a wo do e wo no ho. Sebe ye boy ho ban na yetimi atena se. You show face mask, you use hand sanitizer, or your social distancing until the protocols are taken away from us. Please add the vaccine to it. Inti edruwa koko dear. Ninyachi no so ibijina penifo ewo BWF Solicitors adwuma ama Ghana fo nyina happy 64th independence anniversary. Yenyina yemmoa oman Ghana na enkoyi na oman mu nsem ohia nsem na odwe ho anopa awia ne bre nyina sa wo bompa na okai Ghana eno ene bema waye oman ebapa. Think about these and meet us again same time next week. Your friend me Ureku Owusu Frimpon and Yadu Ebesie. But as that one what say yina Anita Dion SL our Hamburg, Germany when they will be seeing for mucha Asia TV hon yadamwase. Yana Mashable Mask whilst you're watching us, so people won't say I share and Sheffield Debbie observe the protocols. So and I'm in free Ghana from all over the world in the US and the rest of it. Those who shared, thank you very much. Last week you gave us 370. Today, can I be figures but I know you are going to go within the 300s near there. Whatever it is, it's going to be on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, until we bring you another edition and it will be there. And this will be our live one, maybe I catch and say on Conco because information at the bar and it was very relevant and no ever wow people. Yame and Kayaho now fee on my yen and one day Sabi bet me as saying a share bio dasene. Your friend will reku o frimpon ha and medewu AC. Yame and Kaho on here also because it's a sign a share bio.